So we got us the men's room from Elysian or Elysian. It's probably Elysian because I pronounce it Elysian and I'm always wrong. So this is a radio show out of Seattle, I'm guessing here, on KISW Rock 99.9 FM and www.kisw.com. And I checked out their show just before here because I'm not from Seattle, so I never heard of it, but it was pretty fucking hilarious, so it's definitely worth checking out. It was very entertaining, and they got lots of crazy fucking stories and shit that are pretty insane. So definitely the kind of shit you want to talk about in the men's room, I guess. So I'll top this up a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes I like to hang out in the men's room. Hoping that someone will beat me. I like to steal the aerial cakes. Look at my own personal collection.
All right. So, it looks good. I've had about 3/4 of a glass already. It's got a nice kind of a beigey, very light beige head. Very fine bubbles. Everything looks in place. Got a nice look to it. It looks and tastes a bit like some of your more bready Scottish styles. And it's hopped like an American IPA. No, IPA, sorry. Like an American Pale Ale. Just a little bit lower than that. A little bit more mild in the hoppage. Smells great. Absolutely phenomenal. It's 5.6% alcohol by volume, and it's awesome stuff. Starts out dry. You get a nice malty sweetness in the middle. It finishes dry. And then you get hops kind of in the middle a little bit, but very nice in the finish. Very nice American-style hops in here. Get a bit of the grapefruit and that in the back. But not overkill. It's not like an IPA, but it's definitely got those taste characteristics, but it's not up to that level. And at 5.6, it's probably more than likely a session beer for you. Especially on draft. This would be really great at a bar. So these Elysian here, I call them Elysian. It's probably Elysian. They got 3 brew pubs in Seattle. And so you might want to catch one of these on tap if they got it. And yeah, I actually really like this a lot. This is a typical kind of beer that I would like. I typically like English or American ales quite a bit. And I like West Coast, like American hops, or English hops typically are a beer that I would like to drink most consistently as more of a staple beer. And so I've really been impressed with everything that Elysian comes out, especially their pumpkin ale. And Average Joe tells me that they have even other pumpkin beers that are even above. I had the Night Owl pumpkin ale, which was, as far as pumpkin beers go, absolutely incredible. But apparently they have other pumpkin beers that are even slightly different than that one, that are supposed to be just as good, if not better. So definitely, if you're in the market for a pumpkin beer, you don't want to get burned on a shitty spiced water, check out Elysian. I guarantee it's going to be good. And their hoppage is really good too. Like all their beers are hopped very well. Very tasteful They're great at building these recipes like this, like with this, like the kind of Scottish style breadiness, and there is really making this just a really well-rounded, perfectly balanced, awesome beer. I mean, really, there's nothing wrong with the beer at all. There's no flaws whatsoever in this beer. We could complain that, oh, you want it more hoppy. We'll go buy a fucking beer with more hops in it. You know what I mean? This one doesn't say anywhere on there that like it's bragging about its IBUs or anything. Probably say on here. You know, if you want a beer that's like 100 IBUs, get fucking one of those, right? It's quite drinkable, but it has that nice rich maltiness in the middle that's really kind of holding everything together. It's absolutely fucking delicious. I really like this beer. As they call it a red, but it's sort of just in my mind, tasting like a Scottish pale meets West Coast American pale ale. You know, and it's awesome. Lacing like very dense head on there, very thick viscosity and density to the beer. Very nice fine head, very low carb, everything I want in a beer. This is my kind of beer, absolutely. The men's room has they make other beers now. I've seen at least one aside from this original red. So I think they have a darker beer and a logo on here. It's black instead of a red. Men's room sign devil guy. So yeah, I think that this beer is really. I'm gonna Spinal Tap it just like for what it's supposed to be. It's perfect. I can't see it getting any better, and that's being 100% honest. For me, for a West Coast craft brewed red ale, this is fucking absolutely phenomenal. I don't know. It's exactly what it's supposed to be. It's better than I expected, and I expected a lot from these guys. So. Yeah, it's a Spinal Tap. 11 out of 11. Ah. You gotta get the Elysian. Yeah!